What's going on, guys? We are Tottenham TV here, and it is nice to do a video being back to winning ways after Wednesday night's dreadful performance in Manchester. It was a complete 180 in this game. I think Jose definitely gave them a kick up the arse that they needed to get the 3 points against Burnley, because we knew Burnley, a tough opposition. They're not the easiest team to play against. They like to sit deep. They've got a physical team, physical defenders. They try to bully you. But we knew if we could get an early goal in this game, then it could be a completely different kind of game than the one you would expect. Looking at the lineup that Jose picked, same one pretty much as against Man United on Wednesday, except the only change being Harry Winks was injured. He came out, Eric Dyer came back in, and looking at that lineup, you're thinking, where's Lo Celso, no Ericsson? You're thinking, where's the creativity going to come from? And Ndombele was injured. But we managed to just use our physicality and our pressing and our intense play to get one over on this Burnley side. And it was from minute one where we were on top of them. You saw there was intent in this team. You saw the intensity. They wanted to start very, very quickly. Within 8 minutes, we were 1-0 up. A lovely lay-on from Son to Harry Kane, who shot from 30 yards, buried it into the top corner. Such a powerful effort. I would love to see Harry Kane score more goals from that kind of range. I feel like he doesn't take enough shots from there, but I think he's been criticised in the past for taking too many shots. He used to be a striker who used to take 5 or 6 shots a game. He's now not that kind of striker anymore. He's adapted his game a bit more. He's not kind of taking shots from all angles all the time. I feel like he's lost an element to his game without that, and I feel like on Saturday, he was bringing that more into his game. He was taking shots from a lot more places. And that's where I feel like Kane is at his best, where he's just a bit more selfish. He's a bit more focused on the goal because he's such a clinical finisher with a powerful shot. And that shot in the second minute just proved it. The way he buried it from 30 yards, it's almost as if that when the moment he left his foot, there was no doubt. It was past Pope before he could even dive. He couldn't even see that. And not many strikers in the league have that kind of strike in them. And it was so lovely to see Kane bury that. Within 8 minutes, we were already 2-0 up. Son, who had Lowton on toast throughout the whole game, he really, really struggled to deal with him. He picked up a loose ball, and it wasn't a loose ball. It was a nice play by Vertonghen, nice pass down the line. He found Son. He took on Ben Mee, went out the outside, had a shot off Nick. It was saved by Nick Pope, deflected, back off a defender, and it looked like the Burnley defence was going to get it clear. But if it wasn't for a lovely little flick from Dele Alli, if it wasn't for that flick, I don't think we scored the goal. He flicks it on, and at the back post, there was Lucas to just get a tap in, and that's the second time he's had a goal at the far post since Jose's taken in. After that goal against West Ham was also at the back post, so it was good for him to nip that in. And then we were 2-0 after 8 minutes, and we were completely on top of them. Son was completely the standout player in the first half, for sure. Every time he gave him the ball, something was happening. He was running at the defenders, he was taking them on, he was getting so much joy down that left-hand side. He seemed to stay a lot further forward in this game than he was in the previous games, where he would drop back a bit and kind of be like almost, especially when we're off the ball, it would almost be like a left wing back kind of helping out the defence, because Vertonghen was at left back and he needed a lot of help. But this time, whenever we were off the ball, he did seem to stay forward a lot more than he had in the previous game, which was definitely a deliberate tactic by Jose. But every time he got the ball, he was getting joy down that left hand side, and he obviously, after I think it was the 30th minute, scored one of the goals of the season, the goal of the century, one of the best goals you ever see. For him to pick the ball up, it was from a free kick, he picks the ball up on the edge of our own box, and he just goes on a run, just to see what's going to happen. He claims he's looking for Dele. I don't see him look up once. I've seen the replay a few times. But he charges towards the centre of the pitch. He beats one, he beats two. They're struggling to catch him. All of a sudden, he's in on the back four. He runs right past the back four. I think Tarkowski tries to nip in, goes past him. He's all of a sudden finds himself one-on-one with the keeper, and he had the composure to slow down and finish really nicely past Nick Pope, an England international keeper, to score one of the best goals that you're ever gonna see. It's something only world-class players can do, to have that double kind of acceleration that he had. And he's been criticised before for maybe tiring a bit too much or not having those kind of powerful runs, but he definitely had that in that moment, and that was something absolutely special. Something it was a classic that no one's ever going to forget, especially if they witnessed it live. What a goal that is by Heung-min Son. He has to take a bow for that. And Spurs that did not flatter them going in at halftime 3-0 up. We thoroughly deserved it. It could have been more. Dele Alli was 2-on-1 with just Nick Pope to beat, with Son on his right hand side. He just dilly and dallied way too long, allowing Tarkowski to come back and win the tackle. He'll be very disappointed that he didn't get an assist out of that or a goal, because it was a gilt-edged chance, and there was a few chances we made. Harry Kane, his passing range was just delightful throughout the whole of the first half, finding Aurier on a number of occasions, and he was dropping deep and playing the playmaker role. And anytime Burnley came forward, they did hit the bar in the first half with Jay Rodriguez, a lovely header, looping header, which had Gazaniga beaten all ends up, and it was actually really good defending by Davinson Sanchez to prevent Chris Wood from heading in the rebound. But other than that, they didn't have too many chances. We dominated midfield. I think Eric Dyer had an improved performance from the previous displays he's had. And obviously Moussa Sissoko, what more can we say about him? He's literally everywhere in these kind of games. And after Jose saying he didn't like him in the number 6 role, he was curious, he put him straight back in there. In the next game after that press conference, I think the injuries to Wingsent and Ndombele probably contributed to that. But it was good to see him put in a great performance. Second half started in the same vein as the first half. It was nice to see us go on the front foot again, looking for more goals and not rest on our laurels as we have done previously in previous matches like this. Harry Kane with another lethal finish. Dele Alli striding forward, getting fouled. Referee plays on, falls to Harry Kane on the left-hand side of the box. He cuts inside Tarkowski. Bentley's not covering on the inside. He's allowed him just enough room for him to shift and get a shot off into the roof of the net, past Nick Pope again. Another absolutely clinical finish. And Harry Kane just did look sharper than he has done this season yesterday. He looked like there's something more to like he's coming back to his best. Even though he scored 25 goals in 26 games, he has scored a lot of penalties and he has scored a lot of finishes where they're more poachers finishes, and it's good to see that clinical edge of Harry Kane coming back into his game, where anywhere around the box, if he's allowed a shot off, he's going to find the net. And that's what it kind of happened against Burnley yesterday. And then the 5th goal, one of our cult figure, Moussa Sissoko, scoring in his 2nd consecutive home game to rapturous applause from the crowd. Every time he gets a goal, the crowd absolutely love it. He's one of our favourite players at the moment, and it's such a turnaround. Obviously, it's been well documented from a couple of years ago where everyone didn't want to see him on the team sheet. Now he's one of our favourite players. We know how hard he works for the team, and it's so good to see him getting the appreciation that he's deserved over the past year or so. It was a lovely surging run, lovely 1-2 of Harry Kane, another great pass from him, finding Moussa Sissoko in the box, lovely way to pass, and he takes one touch, strides forward and a little toe poke into the far corner, making it 2 goals from 2 in consecutive home games. And Spurs ran out 5-0, deserved winners. It was a lovely performance. Some lovely goals being scored, especially from Kane and Son. Some lovely football being played. The front four, Dele, Lucas, Son and Kane, heavily involved in all the action. They were just a joy to watch yesterday. And when they're in that kind of form, you just wonder how we're in this position where we're not closer to the top. Because they're just irresistible when they're playing the football that they were playing yesterday. I know it was only Burnley, who they have had their struggles this season. They've conceded a lot of goals, but we know how good a team they can be. The whole Premier League knows that no one likes playing against Burnley. They're always a tough team to play against, and the fact that we made such easy work of it was something good to see. That's 4 wins out of 5 for Jose now. it'll be worrying that the only true test we had, we failed pretty miserably on Wednesday night. Hopefully, we would have learned from that. There are signs that we did learn from it yesterday, but there'll be tougher tests to come. So you can't get too excited about this kind of performance, because as we've seen it before, we've put in these kind of performances in the next game. The consistency isn't there. Obviously, we've got Bayern coming up next. We're going to rest a lot of players. That's what Jose is saying. So it's going to be interesting to see the lineup in that game. But we need to be performing like this on a consistent basis, especially against bigger teams. We need to have that intensity, and I think away from home as well, we need to be matching that intensity we showed yesterday with performances away from home, because I feel like there's a bit of a disconnect between our performances at home and away from home. Even since Jose's come in, performances against West Ham and against Man United haven't been as good a quality as the ones that we've had at home. So it's good that we're making this making the stadium a fortress. Jose has a well-documented phenomenal home record in all his years in management. He rarely gets beaten at home, always gets his team playing well in front of the home crowd. So that's something to look forward to. But we have Wolves next week and Chelsea after that. After we play Bayern Munich, obviously. So these are the tests we are on Norwich in between, but these are the games where we're going to be truly tested. We're going to really see where this team is at, if they're truly going to be fighting for top four, or are these performances at home just a flash in the pan. Burnley did have a few chances. Let's not get carried away. Jay Rodriguez had a couple of chances throughout the game where he could have got a couple of goals. So we did get a clean sheet, but it wasn't as if Burnley didn't have a couple of chances, because they did. But it was good to get our first clean sheet under Jose. But hopefully we carry this on. We carry on this type of performance. This is a blueprint we have to manage, and we'll go into the next game full of confidence. Hopefully we can carry on this top four charge with Chelsea losing 3 of their last 4. That's going to be a good sign for us. Hopefully we can continue to put the pressure on when we face them. We can really get the advantage in the top 4 if we can win that game. So it's all eyes will be on the Chelsea game in a couple of weeks' time. That game has such massive importance. But that was your match review. Let us know in the comments below, what did you think of the game? Are you confident we can carry on these kind of performances going forward? Are we well in the top 4 race? Let us know in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you like the content. And as always, come on you Spurs.